hidden civilization found in Antarctica. When you list the continents of the world, you include Antarctica in this list, don't you? I mean, we've all been taught in geography to include a vast stretch of land completely covered in ice as one of the continents of the world. But have you ever stopped to wonder about this place tagged a continent but void of basic life activities? Is this continent just made up of water bodies, or is there more to it than meets the eye? Could people have lived in this place millions of centuries ago, or has it always been a barren land waiting to be explored? What we've always known is that Antarctica is a continent covered in ice, and that's it. Have you ever imagined a large expanse of space big enough to be tagged a continent, having only a few live animals and being entirely submerged in ice? Thinking about it feels extreme. It's like something you'll only see in one of those sci-fi movies. On current maps, Antarctica is depicted as just water and ice, but in the true sense of it, it is something more. It's more than the media is letting us know, more than what we are taught in schools, and more than what we've believed for the better half of modern civilization. A little digging into history has shown that something incredible happened in Antarctica. A civilization once existed in place of the ice caps that we see today. Recently, scientists discovered that Antarctica was once home to a set of people long before it became an Iceland. Now that's what we call mind-blowing. There's a lot of mysteries shrouding that unique continent on our map, and in today's video, we'll be diving deep into some of these secrets. So sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy. Welcome back to Declassified Theories. Before we go on, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're new here, also subscribe and turn on post notifications, so you don't miss out on any of the amazing secret-revealing videos coming soon on the channel. Antarctica is not exactly what you think it is. I know what you're thinking right now is that you've been lied to all your life. No, you've not been lied to. You were just not told the entire truth. These are two different things. The discoveries that have been made recently have been hushed and not made headlines in famous newspapers. This is because it's believed that not everyone should know what's going on in a place far away from habitable lands. Antarctica is a strange land, no doubt. Everything in this mysterious continent is on the high side. The temperature is extremely cold, the wind is crazy, and it's quite far from the rest of the world and very expensive to get to. You'll have to break the bank to visit this continent, and even if you do, it's inhabitable for normal human operations. Well, these factors don't stop the operations of some hidden research centers. However, that will not be our focus in this video. Aside from the research centers that have been built to develop high technological materials away from the world, scientists and archaeologists recently discovered that once upon a time, there was a world that existed in the place we call Antarctica today. What this means is that once upon a time, Antarctica was as habitable as the United States for some people. Do you know how crazy it would be to figure out that there's a world beneath the one you currently live in? Through time and natural effects, this world was totally cleared. It became submerged, and where you live now is a recent development. It sounds like something that happened in a fictional novel, but that is precisely what happened in Antarctica. Scientists have been interested in the secrets the ice continent holds for years, and what they've found has been nothing short of mind-blowing. The shape of the ice forms has also been a source of curiosity for people, and at the same time created a scenery that looks like a dream location if only it were inhabitable. What used to look like the tip of an iceberg has been discovered to have a diverse level of pyramids beneath it. If only we knew the world that existed in this place before the Ice Age. According to modern history, Antarctica was first discovered in 1820 by a Russian during his exploration of the world's oceans and came close to the southern side of the Antarctic. He saw a vast expanse of frozen water, which must have felt like discovering a hidden treasure. Explorers began to troop in after, and it became known as the Frozen Continent. However, when ancient maps from the 16th century were discovered, they revealed something else entirely. In 1513, Pierre Ries compiled a pictorial representation of the world, and he depicted the area we know as Antarctica today as something else other than the ice caps that we see in current world maps. The famous ancient cartographer described the continent in ink as a large expanse of land with human activities going on and not a body of water. In ancient times, everything was recorded in archaic means, but this doesn't remove the validity. The accuracy with which the map was drawn in the 16th century is more than what was attainable in such times. The world did not have the technology or something like Google Maps as a meaning of drawing out their maps. We wonder what could have happened if only the world had the right technology back then. What else was happening in these times that we don't know about? Guess we'll never know. Back in the 1500s, it appears that a great civilization existed and had access to a high level of intelligence beyond what their knowledge of science could sponsor. It's believed that they were operating based on their knowledge from an alliance with aliens. Beings from outside the Earth were in contact with men to sponsor their activities. It was through this that the people who lived in that time were able to do things that were way ahead of their time. When the map from the 16th century was discovered in its fragmented pieces, it became proof to validate the claim of aliens being around in those periods. While we can't be sure of what transpired between the time life existed in Antarctica and now that it's a barren land covered in ice, we can be sure of one thing. The men who lived there were no ordinary men. In Antarctica, the ice we see today has covered and conserved a civilization that once expressed great might through its works and art. It was clear that the humans in this era were either giants or not humans at all, and by that, I mean aliens. The level of sophistication that's believed to have existed then is not close to what's achievable now. Want to know another crazy fact? The ice that covers Antarctica is about 1.9 kilometers thick, and if melted, sea levels would rise by about 60 meters or 200 feet. That's like the walking distance between Canada and the United States in the form of heaps covering an ample space. Through the years, the ice has been in place and is not melted. The weather conditions also supports the ice, and the sun's warmth is not enough to melt it. What do you think lies beneath those layers of ice? It is a straightforward, giant building. With what scientists and archaeologists have discovered in Antarctica, we could be looking at the world's eighth wonder. The pyramids and temples that were covered beneath the ice are large, monumental structures that would have drawn tourist attention if it were available in our world today. Just like people travel from different parts of the world to see the pyramids of Egypt, we could have an influx of curious people to Antarctica to see these mighty works of art if it was readily available. There's also a possibility that the lost city of Atlantis is located beneath the ice of Antarctica. It's rumored that the city, now known as a continent, was the ancient city of Atlantis in the famous Greek mythology, a city founded by a god and a man. From the recent discoveries that have been made, it's clear that there is more to be discovered about the world that we live in. Plato, an ancient philosopher and writer, was the first to talk about the city of Atlantis around 300 BC. Many people tagged it as a figment of his imagination and vehemently refused that there was ever a city like Atlantis. We've also had several speculations about the location of this lost city. The most recent speculation is the lost city of Antarctica. It's widely believed that Antarctica holds the secret to finding the great city Plato described in his works. The discovery of pyramids similar to the ones found in Egypt is a pointer to the fact that there was once life there. Another theory, the theory of crustal displacement, supports the idea that Antarctica was once a plain land some 12,000 years ago. This theory believes that the Earth's crust moved the outer shell of the Earth over 200 miles, and this caused continents to shift from their original position to another. Some shifted away from the North Pole, while others shifted towards it. Continent by continent, there were changes in their temperatures. In this season, North America shifted from the Arctic Circle, losing its extremely cold temperature to become a temperate region. Likewise, the continent of Antarctica moved to the polar zone and was encapsulated by ice. The phenomenon also refers to polar wandering, whereby continents shift towards the pole. With all this evidence pointing towards the existence of a unique, long-lost civilization beneath the ice in Antarctica, we know for sure that there are more wonders in the world than we currently know. With that, we've come to the end of this video. Thanks for staying till the end. Let us know what you think about the recent discoveries in Antarctica in the comments section below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Until next time, we'll see you later.